Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So in this video, I'm going to be looking at the Cancer full moon on February the 1st, 2026, which is Sunday, which is tomorrow. It's Cancer full moon in the Vedic Sidereal Astrology, which is the system that I use. And so probably in the tropical astrology, they're doing full moon in Leo or something like that. But this is full moon in Cancer. So yeah, let's get into it. Here you can see moon is right towards the end of Karka the crab in the last asterism of this Rashi, and this final asterism of the crab is called Ashlesha, or the entwiner, and it's called the entwiner because the presiding deity is the divine serpent or the king serpent. Okay. And this is one of those nakshatras for me personally that has always been tricky to understand, difficult to explain, difficult to contemplate on, and to gain, that essential knowledge from. But the serpent is actually a common occult symbol for the mundane or material substance. So this can obviously manifest, it can also demanifest. And that's more the energy that this nakshatra brings, is that demanifestation, because the energy is about dissolving and dissolution, and also simply destruction or elimination of something. So it's considered a difficult or dark energy, a perhaps you could say malefic sort of energy, tamasic certainly, and so it's not the the nice lovey side of the crab. It's not the nice lovey motherly part of this Rashi. It's a sort of fierce nakshatra, but the idea is to dissolve the reality or something like this. This is the kind of energy that it gives. So this is the kind of energy that you'll be drawing upon during this full moon, during your full moon ritual, during your full moon meditation, where we concentrate on the manifestation of ourself, on being reborn again, on being reborn as a fully realized individual, fully realized self, not in terms of the ultimate spiritual reality, perhaps, but in terms of maybe in a specific self that we're giving birth to, or a specific reality. And it's always one of those, full moon is always those times of sattvic stability and mental stability, where the rest of the month can really be not very mentally stable. So this is the full moon is the mental stability that gives us a kind of sense of comfort, and guides us, and where we feel illuminated, where we feel like we actually have some kind of guide, some kind of a rock to touch, so to speak. So yeah, and so I've constructed a little instruction, I should say, a prior instruction that I wrote for each ascendant sign, which can help establish you in your meditation. They are specific instructions for each ascendant sign. They are not definitive, certainly, because there are many different ways that we can understand things. They're just my way of understanding something, my way of understanding this, the full moon dynamic. So it's probably what I would say. But then you can obviously, think for yourself. So I'll give brief instruction. I'll try really not to elaborate on the instruction. That's more for you to elaborate on. And also in the comments, you can have your own opinions and so on like that, okay? Feel free to mention your ascendant sign and your thoughts on the full moon. So we can start with Cancer ascendant, which is the 7th and first axis. So for the crab, this is I am the other, or I am sex, for want of a better word. And I'm starting all these instructions with I am because Sun, the Ahamkara, the self, is fixed in Makar, where we started the month. It's fixed in that energy, that watery, earthy energy of Ganga. Okay, so we're always manifesting the self. So we need to look at where Sun is fixed. What is the full moon? The full moon is the realization of the Sun. It's the realization of the self. Key dynamic for understanding full moon. So I'll do the I am statements, which you would have to unravel. And then I have a second statement, which is more to do with where the placement of the moon is. And then a third statement, I've applied the nakshatra energy, okay? So we'll just go through those things. I'll try not to elaborate. So for Cancer ascendant, for Cancer people, I guess you could say affirmation is I am other, or the other person. Finding oneself, because your moon is in your ascendant, Cancer, finding oneself through change in relationships. And the nakshatra energy of Ashlesha is applied, probably like dissolving old identity that may be defined by the other. Leo ascendant, Leo people, this full moon is happening in the 6th and 12th axis, and your affirmation or your I am statement is I am work and service to others. And the full moon is the creation of the full form, and it's the form of releasing or liberating oneself from working for others. Or another way of interpreting it, Leo, is liberating oneself from difficulty with relationships. And applying the nakshatra energy could be something like dissolving bad mental states or unhelpful fantasies that may block this release or liberation. Or I've put clearing and purifying space. Virgo ascendant, this full moon is happening on the 5th and 11th axis, and your I am statement is I am my creative, true individual self. This is where you started the moon cycle, Virgo. You started the moon cycle in this place of true individuality. And your full moon is about forming your unique contribution and creative aspiration from that authentic sense of self. And the nakshatra energy is applied in terms of dissolving that service that is not a reflection of your true identity and self-expression. Okay, so next we have Libra ascendant, Libra people, 4th and 10th axis. Libra, I am my innermost psychological foundation, unexpressed. And this full moon is the coming together, the coagulating, the manifesting of service to others rooted in personal psychology. And the nakshatra energy is applied probably in some kind of way like dissolving work that is not authentic. Okay, so Scorpio ascendant. Hi, Scorpio people, third and ninth axis. Scorpio, I am my intellectual and practical skill and disposable energy. Um, disposable in terms of like you have this energy and you can use it. You know, that's really what I mean by that. And your full moon, your expression of your self in form is greater understanding and truth from your own experience and greater understanding and truth from your disposed ability. The nakshatra energy may be applied by dissolving beliefs that do not reflect your personal direction in life. Okay, so Sagittarius people, second and eighth axis. Sagittarius, I am my values and resources. And this full moon is about changing your value system and discovering hidden resources, perhaps. Nakshatra energy may be applied or understood as in making space for change to happen or being more effective at change by destroying inherent impediments. I don't think I've ever put those two words together, inherent impediment. I think that's fantastic, inherent impediment. Capricorn people, first and seventh axis. Capricorns, I am my external individual body and personal identity. And this full moon for you, Capricorn, may be about manifesting self-love and self-appreciation, or seeing the other as part of your own identity. Nakshatra energy may be applied by dissolving relationships that do not reflect your values and identity, or removing obstacles to self-love. What say you, Capricorn? Let us know in the comments. Aquarius ascendant, 12th and 6th axis. I am realities beyond this one, other states of consciousness. And this full moon coagulates, forms perhaps practical working routines within these altered or different realities and time spaces. That's a tricky one to figure out. I would love to know what Aquarius experiences right about now. Nakshatra energy may be applied by dissolving work or routines that do not reflect an expanded sense of self. Bear in mind, Saturn, which is the ascendant lord for Aquarius, also rules the Vyaya Bhava, the Bhava of loss, and the Bhava of those states, other states of consciousness. So, you know, that shows us a bit about the Aquarian identity, which is sort of, you know, that out there Aquarian identity. Pisces ascendant, 11th and 5th. Pisces, I am my aspirations and ambitions, forming my unique identity and individual expression from my creative contribution and vision. And the nakshatra energy could be understood or applied by dissolving instances of self that are not true manifestations of highest desire to serve others. It's a bit of a mouthful. Aries ascendant, 10th and 4th. Aries, I am work and responsibility. This full moon is about forming a work and status that expresses personal identity And the nakshatra energy may be applied by dissolving mental conceptions of self that are not aligned to public profession. How about that? Taurus ascendant, ninth and third axis. Taurus. I am my truth, dharma, and core principles. I embody my authentic teachings. And this full moon is about manifesting creative ability based upon my guiding principles and expressing my truth and learning through intellect and active endeavor. And the nakshatra energy may be applied by dissolving ideas and active abilities that are not dharmic or connected to your principles. So maybe this is a helpful framework and instruction for you, Taurus people. Maybe it isn't. Let me know in the comments. And finally, it's Geminis. Geminis, people like me. And I put a very, very quick instruction for Gemini, actually. I think it was the first one I wrote. 8th and 2nd, Gemini. I am change. Manifesting hidden resources. This full moon is about manifesting hidden value. And the nakshatra energy may be applied by dissolving the old value system or dissolving anything that's lacking in the sense of self-worth, self-appreciation, and so on like that. Okay. So that shows you this sort of dynamic, the core dynamic, and it gives you a kind of instruction to work with. We also have all of these supporting aspects onto the moon that are all, the whole chart's working from Makar. So the whole chart is controlled by Saturn basically at the moment. So you want to understand Saturn, concentrate on Saturn. Saturn is the key. And obviously its placement is in Pisces when Jupiter, and so it's caught up in that Jupiter retrograde energy. So you've got a Jupiter retrograde, you've got this Saturn energy, and you've got this Uttara Bhadrapada Nakshatra as well, which is about stability and prosperity. And so we are going, of course, through that contemplative Jupiter energy, and then Saturn's there, you know, trying to create stability and prosperity within that Pisces area of life. Okay. And so nested within that is all of these energies here. And these are all going to be supporting this full moon. That's about it really for the full moon. I just wanted to give you basic instruction. The other thing that I wanted to look at as a sort of side thing is show you what else is coming up. Let's see. We also have on February the 17th, these Aquarius new moon solar eclipse. So I'll give you a sneak peek of that solar eclipse. I haven't analyzed this yet. I haven't really looked at it. I just wanted to show you. What have we got here? Sun and moon in Dhanishta. What else do we have? We have Rahu in Shatabisha, Venus in Shatabisha. So we're going to have some of that healing energy. Mercury in Purva Bhadrapada. Okay, yeah, that's interesting. Any aspects? Yes, we have ninth aspect from Jupiter. So Jupiter retrograde is going to aspect all of these planets. Anyway, this is just all theoretical stuff that's not going to help you right now. But what's interesting is this is a special date, this February the 17th. And I wanted to bring it to your attention because Feb 17th is not only the Ramadan, uh, the Muslim Ramadan celebration, it's also the Chinese New Year. So we have we have an eclipse, we have the Chinese New Year, and we have Ramadan, which is significant religious celebration for Muslims where they fast for that whole month. Um, so this is a very spiritual kind of energy. This is a very spiritual kind of time. I just want to highlight that for you. And you know, it's certainly worth contemplating. And yeah, that's the only other thing that I wanted to bring up. And so yeah, I'll look at that close to the time. Obviously, that's going to be in what, a couple of weeks. Wow, a solar eclipse in a couple of weeks. Yeah, okay. Well, any questions? Let me know. Thanks for checking it out.